This is Dan of 𝗥𝗲𝗀𝗡. Today we have the fortune of speaking with Bobby. You may remember we met Bobby in Mexico. He manifested a $400 per month apartment in Playa del Carmen, and he's continued his travels, and I feel lucky to have him on the channel. So Bobby, where in the world are you now these days?
Well, I'm in Bali, Indonesia. And to narrow it down, if you want, people want to look this up on a map. Originally, I stayed in the community of Ubud, U-B-U-D, Ubud.
Yeah.
And a beautiful experience. I was there for 3 months, and now I've been nearly a month living in North Bali. Ubud is more central. Now I'm in North Bali in a community called Singaraja.
Okay. And so when did you make the transition? 4 months ago, you went from Mexico to Indonesia?
Yeah, I made the transition. I was in the midst of making the transition to Indonesia while I was in Mexico. As you know, I had a great time there. The visa process was very challenging, very difficult. I have a whole story on that. I don't know how much time we could spend on it, but it was quite an adventure getting to Indonesia, going through all the hoops. But I arrived here. I arrived in Jakarta on March 25th.
Okay, great. And your home country is?
My home country is the United States, originally from Las Vegas, Nevada. So I'm a desert rat originally.
People are interested on our channel. It's the 𝗪ฉี Paradise channel, as you know. This is your second appearance as a guest, and we appreciate it. And now you're in Indonesia, so people are wanting to know, what is Bobby spending? So what is your rent now?
Well, you got to hold on to your seats, because when I was in Ubud, it was $300 a month. And that was everything included. So I was in a luxury villa with a swimming pool, 1 bedroom, you know, with a canopy bed. Just for lack of a better terminology, we had what's considered maybe a houseboy or a helper, who literally ran the errands for us, would come in and do the cleaning, clean the pool. He would go make runs to the market for us. And Ubud is an absolutely beautiful place. If anyone who's thinking about coming to Bali, you can't do any better than Ubud, in my opinion, for the culture and the food and the people. It absolutely was an amazing experience.
Yeah, it's magical. So $300 a month, that's really cheap. And you had a pool in your villa?
Private pool.
Crazy.
So it actually was gated, and you know, we locked the gate at night. I mean, we had complete privacy. You know, high walls covered with beautiful foliage and palms, and you know how the whole scene, like behind you.
Yeah.
It was peaceful. It was quiet. It was not far from markets and shopping and restaurants, and everything was nearby. But we're surrounded by rice paddies and jungle. Yeah. This thing about Indonesia you need to understand, especially Bali, you never leave the jungle. You're either in a jungle or you're in agricultural farmland.
Yeah. And it sounds like the magical, and we'll show your pictures, amazing pictures that you provided. Yeah. And so that was 300 included all your utilities and everything?
Absolutely. So we pay an extra, and we still do an extra. Actually, we don't now because we have our own motor scooter, but we were paying our average of about $65 a month for the motor scooter.
Right.
And that was our main mode of transportation.
Right.
Still is.
Okay, so so you were paying $300 and you moved to a new place. What's your rent now?
If I broke it down monthly, it's about $83 a month. I'm paying off for the whole year. I've been here. I put the initial installment. I have one more installment, and the total will be $1,000 for 1 year.
Wow.
A 1-year lease. Now, whether I stay a year or not, I'm already ahead.
Yeah.
If I stay 6 months or 5 months or whatever, to me, it's still going to be amazing.
And again, you've manifested 3 apartments in a row that are just really in great areas with great pricing, almost unbelievable. And so that's great. And as I said, we'll show the apartments to people as we continue. Now, you said you were renting a motorcycle, but now you bought one. 65 a month to rent. What did you buy a new one or used one, or how did you do that?
Well, actually, it's my girlfriend's motor scooter. So she had loaned it to her cousin. One of those long stories. But basically, her cousin moved up to this part of this island also, and so now we have her scooter back that was already hers, and she only has a couple more payments on it. I don't know what the total was to purchase it. But it's a mid-range scooter. It's not the biggest and it's not the smallest, but it easily transports two of us. Although on those same scooters, sometimes you see a family of five.
Yeah, of course. Personally, I don't like to have really expensive toys, so I would opt for the low-end scooter myself. It's not like you're going long distance and you don't have to worry about people scratching it or someone having it fall over, any of that stuff if you get an expensive one. So to me, that's great. So are you paying, in the new place, $83 per month, are you paying utilities? How's that working now?
Okay, so again, I'm going to have it paid off. I just averaged it out for you, $83 a month. So after next week, I will not have another payment for living in a home. It's a 3-bedroom home, by the way. Much larger than our villa. Less luxurious, but much larger. It's 2 bedrooms. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, etc. So our utilities, yes, we do have to pay for our utilities, unlike Ubud. So we figured it out recently. This is our first month, so we're still figuring everything out. But it looks like it's going to be about $50 a month for electricity.
Okay.
And maybe another $20 for the internet, television, so forth, the package that we have for TV.
Right.
And that's about it. Now, aside from that, of course, is the normal cost of living for food.
Right.
Everything is cheaper in 𝗂𝐴𝐴, where I'm at now. Ubud is actually one of the more expensive tourist areas of Bali.
Right.
So 𝗂𝐴𝐴 is more of a village atmosphere. A lot of open markets. And things are cheaper here. So you've got access to everything, but the prices, I would say, are about a third less than they were in Ubud.
Yeah, that makes sense. When you get outside of the expensive tourist areas, the locals are not willing to pay those inflated prices. And so, especially, you said you have a girlfriend, which we'll get to in a minute. With her shopping, she's probably paying local prices if she's with you, too.
Absolutely. In fact, it's funny. You know how it is. I don't know if you two do this, too, but sometimes she'll say, take a walk. Go away. I'll let you know when I'm done. You can come back with some money. But literally, they call it bule. Bule here. If you're bule, that means a foreigner. It particularly applies to whites, but basically an expat or a European or foreigner who's visiting here, they think we're rich.
Yeah.
And actually we are, frankly.
Yeah.
And so they're smart and they're business people. They'll charge more. And if I don't know the price, I'm going to get screwed.
and honestly, often I don't mind paying more because they're typically in these parts of the world. They're often, it's just a family business and they're making a couple extra bucks off me. And so I'm often okay with that, honestly.
I feel the same way. Same way.
Yeah.
But not the locals. My girlfriend, her family, and friends.
Sure.
They would make me go back to the market and get the right price if they've taken advantage of. So no, they're very, very good business people here. They know their money.
Now that you're in this part of the town, it's likely that you have more local restaurants and markets. So what would you say your restaurant bill is going to be per month now or per week or whatever?
Well, to go to a restaurant and get something to eat, it can be anywhere from 15 to 30 rupees would be an average meal. Basically, for $1.50, you can eat well here. If you want to eat better quality, you might pay a little bit more. I haven't got a real handle on what it would be per month yet. Normal circumstances, we go out probably even once a day. Once a day or once every other day, we're stopping by a little warung. Warung is the term for a little restaurant. And getting some noodles or getting some rice and some type of meat or whatever. But we do cook a lot at home also. Last week, for example, with my friend, we went to the ocean, to the beach, and we got a huge barracuda just caught. Didn't even know you could eat barracuda. I've swam with barracudas before scuba diving, but I never ate one. We also got a decent sized mahi-mahi.
Right.
We had those butchered on the spot. We barbecued them right outside here in my yard.
Wow.
Using coconut husk. Dry coconut husk is what they use to burn, to make the fire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so we had fish. The following day we had chicken. The 2 chickens were village chickens that were literally alive when they brought them to my house. You can visualize the rest.
That's pretty fresh. That's pretty fresh.
And here too, you got to keep in mind, a lot of the men are better chefs and cooks than the women. And it's because of their culture. With their temple worship and so forth, the things that they do, the men are often in charge of the feasts and so forth, and ceremonies and so forth. So men often learn at a very young age how to cook. And so watching this gentleman cut things up and cook was just fun.
So this is like a new Indonesian friend that you have.
I only hang out with Indonesians.
So you're living a local lifestyle, local housing. You're really getting to know the culture, and so this is it's a more full experience, in my opinion, the way you're doing it.
Absolutely, Dan. Now it's just the same as when I was in Mexico. The biggest difference is because I only hung out with the Mexicans when I was in Mexico. When I was in Playa del Carmen.
Yeah.
I didn't seek out expats to go hang out at a bar and find somebody who spoke English.
Right. Right.
Now, having said that, my Spanish is terrible still.
Yeah.
However, my Indonesian is really getting excellent now. I use my Indonesian every day. Right now, I'm using more English than I've used in months, talking to you.
Right, right.
But I use my Indonesian daily, and we have a saying here, kami harus praktis sehari-hari kalau mau bicara yang baik. If you want to speak well, you have to practice every day.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's really how to experience the world, is when in Rome, you hang out with the Romans. Any idea what your monthly burn rate will be? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be around $1,200.
Around $1,200 a month.
Yeah, and frankly, my budget goal is always to be under $1,600. And I'm kind of embarrassed to say it wasn't until the last 2 months of Ubud that I finally was close to that.
Okay.
But, your previous video, which you might want to remind them to watch that, the one you just posted a few days ago about why people fail when they go international, was spot on. I mean, and you don't have to have all your ducks in a row before you start traveling, but you learn so many lessons while you're experiencing it. I consider my 8 months in Mexico and my first 4 months here as training.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm learning how to be a world traveler on a budget. And the only way I think you really get that is to just get out of your country, get out of your city, take a chance on life and go.
Exactly.
Adjust as you go.
Yeah, experience is the best teacher, I think. So do you have a partner now, Bobby, or what? How's that going? You mentioned your girlfriend.
I do. I'm dating a young lady here. She's 30 years old.
Right.
She's originally from Java. And we've been together for the 3 months, actually. I met her online. So I'm one of those online dating stories.
Right.
I know there's a lot of pros and cons with that. Whether you should have someone kind of lined up before you come, or whether you should wait till you're here. And I'm in favor of both, by the way. But it's worked out. She's a real sweetheart. Communication, as with any woman, communication is the most difficult and most important part of our relationship.
Right.
And so her English is pretty good. My Indonesian is okay. So between the two, we get by, but that's probably the biggest challenge. But other than that, oh my gosh, she's a great cook. She's fun.
Where did you meet your girlfriend? Which online site?
On Indonesia Cupid.
So what do you guys do for fun?
We've been to the beach several times. We're not far. I haven't been that far from a beach yet. Right now, we're only about a 8-minute scooter ride to the beach. I hike a lot. So we're also, right now where I live, Singaraja, Buleleng, it's in between the beach and the mountains. So you've got the best of both worlds, which is exactly what I want. I mean, I can come out my street here just 2 minutes from here. If I turn left, within 15 minutes, I'm 5,000 feet overlooking the jungle and the forest and the ocean from above.
Yeah.
If I go the other way, just a few minutes, I'm by the ocean.
Feel safe in Indonesia where you are?
I do. I feel very safe. I feel much safer here than I did in the United States. In Las Vegas, there was 2 million people, a little over 2 million, and there was at least 5 murders every day.
Yeah, exactly.
In Las Vegas. So if something happens once a week here and it's big news.
What visa do you have, and what did it take to get it, and what's the renewal period? That kind of stuff.
Very good. Okay. So again, that's something you got to do your research on too. If you want to make your life simple, go to 𝗍𝗓𝗢𝗓 Bali. 𝗍𝗓𝗓𝗢 Bali. They're located in Sanur, which is in South Bali. So they're in Bali. The young lady named Tika, T-I-K-A, that's who you want to ask for.
Yeah.
Literally within 10 days, I was in Indonesia.
Wow. That's great.
That's how fast she took care of me.
That's great.
They actually promised me. It was interesting. They don't normally promise, but I told them what I'd been through, and I said, "This has got to work. I can't fork out this kind of money again, and not have it work out."
And so what did they charge you there to get your visa?
Well, basically, it's about $350.
Okay.
But by the time you do the 5-day quarantine in a mandatory ₹1,000,000 a day hotel for another 5 days, yada, yada, yada,
right,
you're probably looking at close to $1,000 just to the visas and the quarantine, the hotels and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't include flights and all that travel.
Right.
It is called an e-visa. Now the e-visa 211B, I think it's called, e-visa 211B. Again, best thing to do, make your life easy. Just go to 𝗍𝗓𝗢𝗓 Bali and ask for Tika online, and she'll give you all the information. I have a 6-month visa.
Okay.
Interesting the way it works, though. I have to renew it every month. So when you get the 6-month visa, you get 60 days right away. And then for the other 4 months, you have to renew it every month.
Right.
It's about I think it's $80 for the renewal.
Okay.
And I've done that twice now, coming up on the 3rd time soon.
And then what happens at the end of the 6 months?
They can take care of it for me, here.
Oh, cool.
And I think it's going to be the same, like another $350, but don't quote me on the money end. I don't recall the exact numbers, but it's reasonable.
Right.
Under $500.
What advice do you have? Any advice to people that are thinking about living this life?
Whatever you think you need to bring, cut out 90% of it. Once you've made your final decision and you've packed, take 90% back out and just swallow your bullet and just say, "Oh my God, I can't take this favorite shirt," and leave it. I've simplified my life. I'm a minimalist now.
Maybe this sounds silly, but you kind of answered it with your great attitude about life. But are you happy?
I am, Dan, and we're all human, so we always have room for growth.
Right.
And I do my best to what I call beginner's mind. I know you're deep. You're a philosophical one. I saw a couple of your posts that were amazing. I don't want to get too deep into religion and so forth, but I would say philosophically, you want to be humble. You always want to have beginner's mind.
Yeah.
I learn something every day from these people. I tell you what, I am so impressed by both the Hispanic and now the Indonesian culture. I have not been one time to a market here and seen a child misbehave or cry with their parents in a store. In 4 months, not once.
Wow.
Families, the culture here is perhaps like the United States was 60 years ago.
Yeah.
There's respect for your elders. There's a sense of community, a sense of kindness. Just if you stay open, don't bring your country to where you're moving. Be willing to abandon your previous life.
Yeah.
Immerse yourself in whatever culture you go to. Wherever you travel, just say, "You know what? I'm going to try that food. I've eaten things in Indonesia. There's nothing they don't eat. So if you're open to trying new fruit, new vegetables, it's wonderful. Being open to immersing yourself in the culture.
Yeah.
To do, as you say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Yeah.
If you just want to retire and go be somewhere where it's like where you live, just cheaper, God bless you. But you're giving up 90% of the experience you could have.
Exactly. That's great advice. So, Bobby, I know you help individuals. You have a practice where, like a life coach practice. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so I'm very much into a teacher who's now passed away since 1972. His name is Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard is a manifestation guru. In other words, the people that are really into the law of attraction, the secret, how to manifest your best life, eventually they will come across Neville Goddard, if you're in that, amongst those folks.
Yeah.
I think he is absolutely amazing. And he made, long story short, I've become a student of his to the nth degree. He teaches how to manifest, how to create your best life. I won't go into it here, but I'll say that what I do is I'm a manifestation coach. So I basically will take a phone call with somebody, find out where they're at, what do they want in their life, and then we'll design a plan specifically for them using the methods of primarily of Neville Goddard.
That's great.
And we see results. We see people change their lives. We see people transform.
Yeah.
So if the people are interested,
Is it okay if we put your email below, or?
Absolutely. I do charge a fee and so forth. I don't do it for free. I don't just give advice to warm people's hearts and so forth.
Right.
But it's reasonable. But we won't talk about it here online. But if anybody's interested, they can shoot me an email. I would say, do me a favor, don't email me just because you want to talk about things. No offense, but I'm a very busy guy when it comes to the online stuff. I'm probably busier than I want to be. But keep it specifically. If you're curious, if you'd like to know about how much I charge, how many weeks or hours and so forth are involved to accomplish your goals, right, I'd be happy to let you know.
That's great. And you've already proven to me just the departments that you manifest in your own life, the life you've manifested since I've known you is really spectacular. So I think that's enough testimony really in itself. It's been a pleasure knowing you now for just over a year, I suspect, Bobby, and I'm thankful for you to come on the channel and share with the audience where you are now and what your life looks like. And I hope you'll come back in the future and share more as things unfold.
I would love to, Dan. Again, not to overdo complimenting you, but you were one of the key factors in my learning what to do, what not to do, and to be inspired to actually consider retiring early. I actually thought I was going to have to take the old-fashioned route and have X amount of dollars in the bank, X amount guaranteed funds and so forth. But you inspired me to understand that you can get by on less and you can still have an amazing life. You don't need to wait. So I'll leave the same message that I left you last time, is that people should not be fearful of traveling. Get over your fears. You can always come back home, but you can never add more weeks and hours to your life.
Yeah.
As you go from 64 to no longer with us and pushing up daisies. So live your best life. Take Dan's advice. You follow his videos. Been my pleasure. And yeah, I definitely want you to check in with me. We'll update occasionally, and we'll talk more about your adventures also, sir.
Thanks so much, Bobby.
Always my pleasure.
You have a great day and take care.
Hey, if you liked our video, please like, comment, or subscribe. Any of that would help our business. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Click the link in the notes below this video to get a copy of this content. Plus, grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 13 Years. While you're there, check out our catalog of retired cheap reports all over the world. and our hobby income course that we just released. Thanks so much.